Drive the Surprising Truth About Motivates Us by Daniel H. Pink. So certainly Drive the Surprising Truth About What Motivates Us by Daniel H. Pink challenges traditional notions and here motivation. So here arguing that external rewards, right, like money and punishment, so are not the most effective way to drive human behaviors. Instead, here Pink presents a model based on intrinsic motivation, which revolves around three key elements, right. Here first is autonomy, the desire to direct our own lives, right. People perform better when they have control over their tasks, time, techniques and team. Mastery, the urge to improve and here excel at something meaningful, right. Pink emphasizes that true mastery requires effort, practice and a mindset of continuous learning. Purpose, okay, the yearning to contribute to here something larger than oneself. People are more motivated when they feel their work has significance beyond personal gain. So main arguments here: traditional carrot and stick motivation, rewards and punishments, work from algorithmic tasks like routine repetitive work, right, but fails for here heuristic tasks, creative problem solving work. Intrinsic motivation leads to higher engagement, creativity and satisfaction in workplace, schools and personal endeavors. Organizations should redesign work environments to foster autonomy, mastery and purpose rather than relying on external incentives. Okay, supporting research here. Pink draws from self-determination theory that we call SDT, right, which suggests that humans are naturally driven by autonomy, competence and relatedness, right. He also reference here studies showing that extrinsic rewards can undermine intrinsic motivation, making people less interested in tasks they once enjoyed. Practical application here: businesses should allow employees more autonomy in their roles. Schools should focus on mastery and purpose rather than grades and rewards. Individuals here can cultivate intrinsic motivation by setting personal goals aligned with their passion. So conclusion, the point is here, Pink argues that shifting from motivation 2.0, right, extrinsic rewards to motivation 3.0, right, intrinsic drive, right, is essential for success in the modern world. By fostering autonomy, mastery and purpose, individuals and organizations can unlock greater potentials and long-term fulfillment. So here the next point is the autonomy. Here I will try to brief it, that autonomy, the freedom to choose. Pink argues here that people perform better when they have control over their decisions, right. Autonomy isn't just about working alone. It's about having the ability to shape what we do, when we do it, how we do it and with whom we do it. Four components of autonomy, right. Task here: choosing the work we engage in. Time here: having flexibility in how we allocate our hours. Techniques here: deciding how to approach a challenge. Team is selecting the peoples we collaborate with. Example here: Google's 20% time here policy allowed employees to dedicate 20% of their work hours to personal projects, leading to innovations like Gmail. Mastering here: the drive to improve. Here people are naturally motivated to enhance their skills and strive for excellence. Pink emphasizes that here mastery is an ongoing process and requires effort, resilience and the right mindset. Key elements of mastery here: struggle, right. Firstly, I will start from the struggle, that learning new skills can be difficult, but the challenge makes it here rewarding, right. Effort here: practice and persistence are essential. Mindset here: this with a growth mindset embrace learning, while a fixed mindset avoid challenges. Flow state here: a deep immersive focus where time seems to disappear. Example here: top athletes, artists and professionals continuously refine their craft by pushing beyond their comfort zone. Obviously, purpose here: a meaningful mission, right, a meaningful mission. Beyond personal gain, people feel truly motivated when their work contributes to something larger than themselves. Pink suggests that organizations and individuals should align their actions with a higher purpose to increase motivation. How to foster purpose, right? So connecting to a bigger cause, right? Employees and individuals should see how their efforts make a meaningful impact. Values driven work, engaging in work that aligns with personal beliefs fosters deeper commitment. Selfless goals here: companies that prioritize good social works, that is tend to have highly motivated employees. Examples here: companies like Tesla frame their work around transforming sustainable energy. So inspiring employees to feel connected to a greater mission. So final takeaways is here, Pink challenges the traditional rewards based systems and argues that autonomy and mastery, and purpose here, drive higher engagement, creativity and fulfillment. So here, by embracing these principles, individuals and organizations can cultivate a more effective, motivated and inspired workforce, right? So here the next point is, helping others feel good. Helping others feel good. Studies have found that acts of kindness are linked to increased feelings of well-being. So helping others can also improve our support networks and encourage us to more active. This in turn can improve our self-esteem, right? So absolutely, helping others, this is helping other is not just beneficial for those receiving assistance. It also has profound effects on the giver's mental, right, emotional and even physical well-being. Let's break down this down into different points, right? So psychological benefits, the science behind feeling good. Act of kindness here activate the reward centers in our brain, leading to the release of dopamine and oxytocin, okay, which are associated with happiness and emotional warmth, right? This is why people often experience a helper's high after doing something good or good for others. Reduced stress and anxiety, helping others can lower cortisol levels, reducing stress and promoting relaxation, improved mood here. Okay, studies shows that acts of kindness can alleviate symptoms of depression and increase overall life satisfaction. So enhanced self-worth. When we help others, we feel more competent and valued, which boosts self-esteem. Social benefits here, strengthening relationship and community. So helping others foster stronger social connections, which are essential for emotional support and resilience. Building support networks here. When we help others, we create bond that can lead to reciprocal support in times of need, right? Encouraging cooperation here. Kindness promotes trust and collaboration, making communities more harmonious. Okay, reducing loneliness here. Engaging in here altruistic activities help people feel more connected and less isolated. So next point is physical benefits, how kindness impact health. Surprisingly, helping others can have tangible effects on physical health. Lower blood pressure. Studies have found that acts on generosity, okay, can reduce blood pressure, similar to effects of exercise, or a healthy diet. Increased longevity, I want to say. Okay, people who regularly engage in volunteer work, or acts of kindness tend to live longer. Boosted immune system, right? So positive social interactions and emotional well-being contribute to a stronger immune response. Personal growth, becoming a better version of yourself. Helping others fosters personal development by encouraging empathy, patience and here gratitude. Okay, developing emotional intelligence here, understanding others' needs to enhance empathy and emotional awareness. Okay, so encouraging a growth mindset. Acts of kindness push us to step outside our comfort zone and engage with different perspectives. Create a sense of purpose. Okay, helping others gives life deeper meaning and fulfillment. Final thoughts here. Helping others is a powerful way to improve both individuals' well-being and society as a whole. Okay, whether through small gestures or larger commitments, kindness creates a ripple effect that benefits everyone involved. So if you are looking for ways to incorporate more kindness into your life, consider volunteering, offering support to friends, or even simple acts like expressing gratitude. So the next point is the most important question, what is here, that what psychological principles explains why helping feels good. Helping others feels good because it taps into several psychological principles that shape human behaviors and emotional well-being. Here are some key explanation. The reward system here are neurochemicals. When we help others, our brain releases dopamine, oxytocin, endorphins, right, which create feelings of happiness and satisfaction. This is often referred to as the helper's high, a natural boost to mood similar to the effects of exercise. Altruism and evolutionary psychology. From and here evolutionary perspective, helping others has been crucial for survival. The principle of reciprocal altruism suggests that humans are wired to assist others, because it increases the likelihood, I mean to say, of receiving help in return, strengthening social bonds and group cohesion. Okay, social connection and belongings here. Human are inherently social beings, and helping others fosters a sense of connection and belongings. The social identity theory here says that acts of kindness reinforce group membership, making individuals feel valued and integrated into their communities. Self-determination theory, that we call SDT. According to the self-determination theory, people are motivated by three psychological needs: autonomy, competence, okay, relatedness. Helping others fulfills the need of relatedness, enhancing emotional well-being and reinforcing a sense of purpose, right? So here the empathy altruism hypothesis. Okay, so psychologist, okay, Daniel Batson proposed here the empathy altruism hypothesis, which states that when we empathize obviously with someone's struggles, we are more likely to help them out of genuine concern, rather than personal gain. So this emotional connection strengthens our sense of compassion and fulfillment. So the reciprocity norm says that people feel a moral obligation to help others, because they expect kindness to be returned. The principle encourages here cooperative behaviors and strengthens trust within social groups. The meaning of purpose effect here, helping others can enhance our sense of meaning and purpose in life, right? Studies shows that engaging in altruistic acts leads to greater life satisfaction and long-term happiness, reinforcing the idea that kindness contributes to personal fulfillment. So here the next point is human beings have an innate inner drive to be autonomous, self-determined and connected to one another, and when that drive is liberated, people achieve more and live richer lives, right? So absolutely, the idea here aligns with fundamental psychological and sociological principles. Human beings here possesses an intrinsic motivation here, a natural drive to shape their own lives, make independent choices and form meaningful connection. When this drive is nurtured rather than restricted, individuals tends to thrive. Okay, here achieving higher levels of success, satisfaction and well-being. Let's break it down. Core elements of this concept, autonomy, the power of self-governance. Autonomy is the ability to make decisions for oneself, free from excessive external control. It is a fundamental human need because it allows people to engage in self-directed learning and creativity rather than conforming to impose standards. It fosters intrinsic motivation, where the individuals pursue goals out of genuine interest rather than external rewards, right? So it builds self-confidence, encouraging individuals to take initiative and embrace challenges. So example here, in workplace that offer autonomy, employees tend to be more engaged and innovative. Companies like Google and Netflix thrive because they give employees the freedom to explore ideas rather than enforcing rigid hierarchies. Okay, so self-determination, the drive for growth. So self-determination, the drive for growth. So self-determination refers to an individual's ability to shape their own destiny by making purposeful decisions and taking responsibility of their actions. It is based on here competence, the desire to master skills and improve continually. Okay, control here, feeling empowered to make choices that impact one's life. Growth mindset here, a belief in continuous personal growth. Example, athletes and professionals, who set their own goals and work tirelessly towards self-improvement, often outperform those driven solely by external pressures. Okay, so here connection, the social dimension of motivations. Human beings are wired for social connection. Relationships provide here emotional support, collaboration and a sense of belongings. Meaningful relationships strengthen here emotional resilience, helping people navigate challenges, encourage cooperation and empathy, fostering a sense of collective well-being, inspire purpose as people feels driven to contribute to their communities. Examples here, studies shows that strong social networks leads to greater happiness and longevity. Okay, so here those engaged in communities and friendships experienced higher life satisfaction. Unlocking potential here, that achieving more and living richer lives. Okay, unlocking potential, is here achieving more and living richer lives. Okay, so here when autonomy, self-determination and connection are fully embraced, individuals discover deeper meaning in their action, feel fulfilled in their pursuits leading to highlighted engagement, push boundaries in creativity, innovation, and personal success. This principle is why organizations, educators, and policymakers aim to create environments that foster independence, direct self-direct direction, I'm to say, and collaboration, lead to richer, more meaningful life for individuals. So the next point is, how do I be kind to myself? How can I be kind to myself? Talk kindly to yourself. Think about how you speak to your loved ones and use that voice on yourself. Practice gratitude. Perform acts of kindness to others. Reflect daily. Focus on self-care. Be responsible for yourself, for your well-being. Invest in your interest. Practice mindfulness, right? Practice mindfulness. So here, first point is talk kindly to yourself. So your inner dialogue shapes your self perception. So negative self-talk can be damaging, while positive affirmations can boost confidence and emotional strength. Reframe negative thoughts here. Instead of saying I'm not good enough, try I am learning and improving every day. Okay, use encouraging languages. Speak to yourself as you would to close friend, right? So practice self-comparison here. Accept mistakes as a part of growth rather than failures. Okay, so practice here gratitude shifts focus what's lacking to what's abundant, fostering a positive mindset. Keep a gratitude journal. Write down 3 things you are grateful for daily. Okay, express appreciation. Acknowledge the good in your life, whether it's relationships, achievements, or simple joys. Focus on the present. Appreciate small moments like a beautiful sunset or a kind gesture. Perform acts of kindness to others. Helping others enhances your own happiness and strengthens social connection. Volunteer or help a friend. Acts of kindness create a sense of fulfillment. Practicing empathy. Understanding others' struggles, fosters comparison here, celebrates others' success, right? Supporting others build a positive environment. Reflect daily, I'm going to say. So here self-reflections helps you understanding your emotions, behaviors, and aspirations. Journaling, write about your thoughts, feelings, and experiences. Meditation here, spend time in quiet contemplation. Ask yourself question: what made me today? What made me happy today, and what can I improve? Focus on self-care here. Taking care of yourself, physically, emotionally, mentally is crucial. Prioritize rest here. Ensure you get enough sleep. Eat nutrition foods. A balanced diet supports overall well-being. Okay, engage in activities you enjoy, whether it's reading, painting, and exercising. So be responsible for your well-being, right? Taking ownership of your happiness empowers you to make positive changes. Set healthy boundaries. Learn to say no when needed. Manage stress here. Identify stressors and find way to cope, right? Seek supports here when needed. Taking to a friend or therapist can be beneficial. Invest in your interest. Engaging in activities that bring joy and fulfillment enhances self-worth. Learn something new. Take up a hobby or a skill. Pursue session projects. Dedicate time to think that excite you. Challenges yourself, right? Challenge yourself, I'm going to say. Growth comes from stepping outside your comfort zone, obviously. So challenge yourself. Growth comes stepping outside of your growth, right? Okay, practice mindfulness here. Practice mindfulness helps you to stay present and reduce anxiety. Deep breathing exercises here helps calm the mind, right? Observe your thought without judgment, accept emotions without criticisms. Engage fully in the moments here, whether eating, walking, or talking. Be present. So final point is here, the final thoughts of the particular book is that being kind to yourself is a lifelong practice that requires patience and self-awareness. Small consistent efforts can lead to profound challenges in how you view yourself and world. So yeah, this is all about.